Kristen, they tell me that you are the energy of the group. That you are fire. You are force. You are one of the elements of the gods.
Yes, tsunami. Yes. A little larger than life sometimes.
But you know,
cool.
it's funny that you say that, just in thinking about things you didn't know about people when we first got together. I mean, you got to think it's kind of like an arranged marriage, you know what I'm saying? You know all the business points work, but you really don't know, you know, if you're going to fall in love or how that's going to be, because you don't know the personality of the person. You have to learn it as you go in the relationship. One of the things about Kristen that I didn't know when we first started this is just the pace at which in her mind things are just 100 miles an hour, you know. I mean, like for me, sometimes it's exhausting, but for her, it's, you know, it is the fire that you talk about. It's definitely the fire, yeah.
Well, all of that comes through in your music, and people want to know why you have chosen to have such a positive spin to your music.
It's by design, for sure.
Intentional.
Well, you know, because we all had careers before, we discussed a lot, you know, what if we were going to do this and be serious and be successful at it, which was our dream. That meant we were going to do it a lot, every day, for a very long time. So what did we care to do a lot for a very long time, every day? And be joyful was the answer to that.
It is a choice every morning when you wake up, whether or not you're going to be happy or not. It's a choice. I mean, obviously there are things that come your way throughout the day that you don't, you know, you have to navigate and learn how to handle, but for the most part, it's a choice. And, you know, Kristen and I, especially in our past careers, had written a lot of songs that were more emotional, soul-searching, dealing with our own issues, and I call it the self-flogging, you know, where you just beat yourself to death every day. And, you know, it was nice to do something different.
Heather Galloway is here from Quaker City, Ohio, and she wants to know, since you've become such big stars so quickly, who would you like to go on tour with? If you could choose, just...
I mean, like anybody?
Anybody.
That's what I was going to say.
Somebody yelled out Keith Urban.
Man, I
like
think
you or the Eagles or something. I'd be like, blow it all the way out. I do have a funny story about Jennifer.
Oh, I know.
Okay, so, well, you're better at telling this because I like to hear you say it in your draw.
Okay, well,
What was your first show?
I have to tell the first segment. First segment of the story is we're in Long Beach, California, and Bret Michaels is on the bill with us that night, and Jennifer comes up to me and says, "First concert I ever saw was Bret Michaels and Poison at this little town. I was 13 years old, and I kind of want to tell him that, but do you think it'll make him feel old?"
I mean, you got to, that music, though, I mean, anybody, especially that's my age, you listen to that music. When I think about junior high and high school, you know, it was like Poison and Bon Jovi and all of that, and they're, and I think the people that listen to that are also the country listeners of today when I think about, you know, when I grew up. So we were at this show in L.A., just as she was saying, and he comes down the hallway, and I was trying to be cool. I was just thinking, be cool, but I was so in love with him when I was 13. I mean, I had the T-shirt and the posters and everything, and so I just went right up to him, and I was like, "Oh my God, I'm so glad to meet you, and you were the first concert that I ever went to when I was 13, and it obviously made an impression because look what I do for a living," and, you know, just on and on and on. So he looks at me and says, "Well, would you like to come up and sing a song with me at the end of the show?" And I was like, "Oh my God!" So I did, and I died. It was just so funny. The whole time on stage, you know, he was singing. We sang "Ain't Looking for Nothing But a Good Time," and every time he would sing and I wasn't singing, I would just be pointing at him to the audience like. I lost my mind.
And if y'all would like to see a picture of a famous country music star looking like a 13-year-old worshiping girl,
It's out there.
It's on the KZLA website.
Yeah.